Hello, I'm Dr. Vidisha Kulkarni, orthopedic surgeon from Miraj. Today, I'm presenting one interesting case of extensor tendon rupture after Darax procedure. A 51-year-old lady presented to me with 3 months of deformity of right wrist. She had fall on outstretched hand 3 months back, and she was operated outside, and she did not have any infection. She presented with deformity and reduced range of motion of her right wrist. There was gross restriction of pronation and supination, and she didn't have any functional arc at wrist. So she was advised revision surgery and deformity correction was planned. Reconstructive osteotomy was done, volar closing wedge type, and Darax procedure was done. Some bone grafting was also done, and this was fixed with distal radius locking plate with K wires. And the pronator quadratus was used to fill the space between the ulnar stump and the styloid, proximal ulnar stump and ulnar styloid. Later on, after stitch removal, she was given physiotherapy, and when she presented initially, she had no supination pronation, but after the corrective osteotomy and Darax, the rotational arc was improved. Later on, she presented after 2 months for K-wire removal, and then after 3 months, it was found that she had extension lag of ring and little finger. The cause was not known. She was unable to extend her ring and little finger. So again she was posted for exploration of extensor tendons. It was found intraoperatively that her ulnar stump was rubbing against the extensor digitorum tendons, and she had attritional rupture of second, third and fourth finger extensor tendons, as well as the little finger extensor tendon. So all the extensor tendons were repaired, and palmaris longus graft was used for reconstruction of 2 extensor tendons, and then the proximal ulnar stump was stabilized with FCU sling, and she was given volar slab to protect the extensor tendon repair. She was gradually mobilized after 3 weeks, and the splint was discontinued after 6 weeks. She recovered full range of motion of her right wrist, but to see extensor tendon injury after Darax procedure was very much unusual, and I had seen this for the first time. This happened probably because the ulnar stump was made quite proximal, and it rubbed against the extensor tendons, leading to attritional rupture. And once the stump was stabilized volarly using flexor carpi ulnaris sling, half of the tendon was used to recreate sling, then this problem got solved. So probably the cause was resection of the Darax proximal to the volar oblique ligament, which stabilizes the distal ulna with the radius. So that's why the stump jetted dorsally, and once the stump was stabilized using FCU sling, it remained volarly, and thereafter she improved her flexion extension as well as forearm rotation, and she was able to make fist and extend all her fingers, and she recovered all her function. So the take home message is that if the Darax stump is too proximal to the volar oblique ligament, its dorsal jetting can lead to attritional rupture of extensor tendons, as was seen in this case. And probably in her case, there was contracture of interosseous membrane, as well as she presented with gross restriction of rotation. So interposition of pronator quadratus did not help. Once the stump was stabilized with FCU sling, no dorsal jetting happened. It remained volarly, and so it is very important to note that whenever you are doing DARAX proximal to volar oblique ligament, it is mandatory to use flexor carpi ulnaris tendon sling to stabilize the stump volarly. So this prevents dorsal jetting of proximal stump and its friction against extensor tendon. So this is my take home message. Do not do two proximal DARAX, or if you are doing lot of shortening proximal to the volar oblique ligament, please stabilize the proximal ulnar stump with FCU sling.